Yes, that's me. But before we begin here, let's restart to see how we got here. Me and my family has never been close. My mom hates me, and my sister despises me, and my dad left me when I was 3. My stepdad just listens to my mom. That's is my best friend. We've been friends since childhood and do everything together and know everything about each other. She's like the only real family I have. Hi, I'm Eliane, and this is my story about how my life went upside down. So it all started when a new kid came to our school. Me and Luna were just talking like we did every class. Then a new boy with red and black hair walked in.
Is that the new guy?
If someone has a crush.
Shh, he's gonna hear.
Then suddenly his eyes dotted towards us. He started walking towards us.
Hey, is it okay if I sit here?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Take a seat.
Okay, thanks.
She stared at him the entire class, and after class she kept on talking about him and how amazing he was. I told her I had some water in my pocket that she could give to him after he was finished gym. I reached in my pocket to get it. Haha, I found it. She said that there was no way she was giving that to him. She said she was nervous and that she didn't want to embarrass him if he had a girlfriend. I told her that he was new here and that there was no way he had a girlfriend that fast. After a little bit, I finally convinced her to go give it to him, and they started hanging out more and more and more and more. We barely hung out anymore, and I was getting really long by myself because none of the other kids at my school like me. And every time we did hang out, she only talked about him and about nothing else, and it got really tiring. But one day, I found something I probably wasn't supposed. I was searching up the boy because I was getting really suspicious of why they kept on hanging out together. And I found him, and I also found a link to his criminal record. I clicked on it just to be safe, and what I found would change my entire life. It said he had murdered 4 girls in his old school. I got terrified and immediately thought I had to tell Luna. I immediately started running to go find her so I can tell her. Luna, I need to talk to you right now. It's urgent. He asked if he could come. I told him no one that I needed to talk to her privately. I said I know this sounds crazy, but I just read an article about him, and it said he had murdered 4 girls in his old school. She told me that was crazy. I said I know, and that we need to stay away from him or tell the police. She said no, I mean it's crazy that my own best friend would be so jealous of me and try to make me stop talking to someone I like. I told her I swear I'm not lying, literally look at my phone, you're going to see it. I'm not lying. She slapped my hand away and told me to just hang out by myself because she was tired of me being jealous of her. Will you please look at my phone? I'm not lying. Yes, you are now stop being jealous just because you hang out alone. Doesn't mean I have to hang out with you all the time. Luna, please just look, I'm not lying, please believe me. He's not good news, and I'm just trying to help you. She walked away from me, and I'm now alone in the room. She didn't talk to me for weeks, and kept on hanging out with a new student. Wouldn't even text or call me to ask if I was okay. I was standing by myself in a park just thinking about everything that happened that day. Then I felt a tap on my shoulder, and it turned around, and it was a new student. And he told me that he knew I knew his secret, and that he was not going to stop hanging out with my best friend. I told him that he was evil, and that I was going to do everything in my power to protect her. I immediately turned around and punched him in the stomach. He fell over and started screaming. Then Luna ran as fast as she could towards me. She screamed into my face that I was a jealous, fake friend, and that I was so lonely that I only wanted her to hang out with me because I was obsessed with her and didn't want her to be happy. I told her if that's how she felt, then she could hang out with her new best friend and I would hang out by myself and leave her alone. I started walking away and I heard Luna scream my name, but I didn't look back and didn't go back. I was tired of her thinking that I was jealous of her. The next day, we saw each other at school. She apologized to me and saying that she was so wrong for saying that, and that she was just really stressed and thought that I didn't want her to be happy, and that she was really sorry, and that she understand if I didn't want to hang out with her anymore. I told her that I forgave her, and that I was sorry that I wasn't accepting of him. I just felt like she didn't like me anymore. She told me that I should probably not trust the article I found because she heard they were fake articles going around for people from students in the school who were bored and wanted to make gossip. I told her okay, I won't trust it. Thanks for letting me know that I'm sure that wasn't true anyways. Even though I still felt like the article was real, and I felt a little bit creeped out by him now after what happened at the park. At the time, I didn't know that he was doing this, but after finding this out, I probably should explain this for more context. The new kid was in the library putting some sort of love potion in a drink, so it would look like it was strawberry milk. He then started running towards me and Luna like he was our best friend. They had some kind of eye contact conversation because after they both looked at each other, he gave her the drink and she kindly accepted it and took it from his hand. Then she turned around to me and asked if I wanted to drink because she didn't really like strawberry milk and knew that I do, so she asked me if I would want to take it for later. Like I said at the time, I didn't really know that it wasn't strawberry milk, so I kindly accepted because it looked really good. I told her I wasn't really thirsty right now, so I would drink it at the party tonight and put it in my pocket. Fast forward to when the party started, me and Luna were talking, but then someone had called her name. She told me she would be right back, and I got really thirsty, so I decided that I should probably drink a drink. Then I felt really dizzy and almost fell, but thank God I caught myself. Then Luna fell back, but then I felt this sort of butterfly feeling in my stomach. It was really weird, but I decided to ignore it because I thought it was maybe just getting sick. Then Jack started running towards us, and I felt this kind of annoyance or jealousy. You could say I didn't know where it was coming from. It was very strange. He asked Luna if she wanted to hang out after the party because he was bored and didn't have anything to do after I wanted to spend time with her. She was about to say yes, but then I did something I never thought I would ever do. I immediately grabbed her arm and said that we were hanging out after the party and that she didn't want to hang out with him. I was very shocked and confused because I didn't even say that. I don't even know what forced me to say that. It was very strange. I have no idea what happened there. It was so confused. She whispered to me, "What was I doing?" I told her that I didn't know, and I don't even know why I said that I wasn't trying to. And it kind of just blurted out. She asked me if I did anything before this started happening because she thought that I might have been sick. I told her that all I did was drink the drink that she gave to me, and I don't know why this was happening cause that's all I did. She told me that I might have been getting sick from drinking it cause it might have been expired, and that she would take care of me after the party. I told her that she didn't have to if she didn't want to because I think that I would be okay. She told me that it was perfectly fine, and that she wanted to take care of me to make sure that I was okay. My face immediately turned red, and I got that feeling of butterflies being in my stomach again and thought that she was right, and I might have been a little sick. She told Jack that she couldn't hang out because I was feeling really sick and she needed to take care of me. I think he might have caught on that. I drank the drink instead of her because he immediately asked if he could talk to me in private outside. It was urgent. She said that that was perfectly fine and asked me if it was okay if he could talk to me. I snapped out of it and immediately said yeah, it was perfectly fine. I asked what he wanted and told him I knew he wasn't trying to have a normal conversation and just to get it over with. He slowly reached into his pocket, trying to grab something. He pulled out a knife and then he told me that he needed to eliminate me because I was getting in the way of his plans since I drank the potion, and that he couldn't have me getting in the way since I figured out everything. He smirked at me, acting like this was a perfectly normal thing to do. I don't know what happened after that, but it was like I lost complete control of my body and I was just watching on the sidelines in my head. I quickly grabbed the dagger from his hand, ran at him, raised it up and So that brings us back to this part now that we know everything of how this led up to me with the knife in my hand. Let's continue the rest of the story to see how it ends. As usual, I ran as fast as I could to Luna and said her name in a very cheerful way, but this time it was different. Luna wasn't excited, she looked very sad. I asked her what was wrong because clearly she was upset. She said, so you know that guy that I had a crush on for a while. I told her, of course, I know you talked about him all the time. She said, well, during the party he was murdered and the killer has not been caught. I pretended to act shocked and started comforting her, acting like I was so sad, saying, oh my god, I can't believe that happened to him. I'm so sorry. I'm sure they will find the killer. I really hope they do. I'm really sorry. A big grin appeared on my face. I held her in silence. She said, what is wrong with you? You've been acting so different lately, and now as soon as my crush dies, you're acting so happy. Is there something I should be knowing about? Please just tell me if there's something wrong. I immediately started acting sorry and said, I'm really sorry, I was just trying to cheer you up. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. After a week of that going on, Luna said that they finally found he was murdering all those people, acting like I didn't know anything, hoping they would get the murderer wrong. I said, oh my god, finally, who did it? I need to know. You did it. What? No, Luna, please, I only did it for you. It doesn't matter who you did it for, you murdered my crush, and every time I found someone I actually liked hanging out with other than you, you took that away from me. I'm calling the police. Please, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I don't know what's going on with me. I know I need help. I just don't know what kind of help I need. I think there was something in that drink. I don't know what's going. Before I could finish my sentence, I started feeling dizzy and really weak, like I couldn't stand up, and all of a sudden, before I knew it, I collapsed to the floor. The last thing I remember hearing was Luna's voice running towards me while I collapsed, and then I blacked out. But then for me, it felt like a minute later I woke up in the hospital. Luna sitting there waiting for me to wake up. Her eyes had giant bags under them like she hadn't slept in months. As soon as I entirely was awake, I said, Luna, where are we? Why am I in a hospital? She bolted awake and said, oh my god, you're finally awake. I thought I would never see you again.
How is she, doctor?
She's doing pretty well, but she's still talking to herself.
Still, are you sure we shouldn't do anything? I'm beginning to get a little bit worried about her.
Show me fine. She talks to herself all the time, but this time she's acting like she's in some kind of mini-movie the games called Gacha Life, I think, talking about how she was holding a knife or something. She's been singing random songs to herself sometimes as well.
I missed you to Luna, now we can finally live in peace. That was a crazy 2 months.
That's the end of the story. I really hope you enjoy this one. It took me a really long time to make it. This is the last part. If you want to see the entire thing, go to my YouTube channel.